1994, a guy quits his six-figure Wall Street job to sell books out of his garage. Everyone thinks he's crazy. His boss literally tries to talk him out of it during a 2-hour walk through Central Park. 30 years later, that decision is worth $2 trillion. This is the story of how Jeff Bezos didn't just build a company, he built a machine that changed how the entire world shops. Let's go back. It's 1994. If you want to buy something, you have 4 options. Drive to a store, call a catalog number and wait 6 weeks, order from an infomercial at 2 a.m., or go without. That's it. Those are your choices. Jeff Bezos is 30 years old. He's working at a hedge fund in New York called D.E. Shaw. Not just any hedge fund, one of the most prestigious in the world. He's a senior vice president. He's making serious money. He's got the corner office, the reputation, the career trajectory. He's won. But he reads something that changes everything. Internet usage is growing at 2,300% per year. Let me say that again, 2,300%. He's never seen any technology grow that fast, not even close. And he thinks if the internet is growing that fast, somebody's going to figure out how to sell things on it. Somebody's going to make a fortune. He makes a list. What could you sell online? Books make sense. Thousands of titles, they don't spoil, they're easy to ship. Music? Maybe. Clothing? Risky. People want to try things on. He keeps coming back to books. Here's the thing about books in 1994. The biggest bookstore in the world has 175,000 titles. That's massive. That's a warehouse-sized building filled floor to ceiling. But there are 3 million books in print. Nobody can stock everything. Every bookstore is making choices about what not to carry. Bezos sees the gap. Online, you don't need a building. You don't need display space. You can list everything, every book, every title. You could build the world's biggest bookstore without owning a single physical store. His boss takes him on that walk through Central Park, 2 hours, trying to convince him to stay. This is a really good idea, Jeff, but it's a better idea for someone who doesn't already have a great job. Bezos hears him, understands him, and quits anyway. July 1994. Bezos and his wife Mackenzie drive cross-country from New York to Seattle. He's writing the business plan in the passenger seat, literally typing on a laptop while she drives. Why Seattle? 2 reasons. It's near a major book distributor, and Washington has less sales tax complications than California. They start in their garage, not a metaphor, an actual garage. Bezos is packing books on a concrete floor. His knees are getting torn up from kneeling on hard ground, so he goes to Home Depot and buys knee pads, wears them while packing orders. That's where we're starting. The website launches July 16, 1995. Amazon.com, named after the biggest river in the world because Bezos wants to build the biggest bookstore in the world. The first week, they get orders from all 50 states and 45 countries, not because of advertising, they don't have any. Word spreads because people have never seen anything like this. Here's what made Amazon different from day one: obsession with the customer experience. Not with competitors, not with profit margins, with customers. Bezos has this idea: make customers so happy they tell other people. That's your marketing. They build features nobody asked for. Customer reviews. Competitors think it's insane. You're going to let people trash products on your website? Why would you do that? Bezos doesn't care. Customers want honest reviews, so Amazon gives them honest reviews, even the bad ones. One-click ordering. Sounds simple now, revolutionary then. You don't have to type your address and credit card every time. It's saved. 1 click, done. Amazon patents it. Competitors call it obvious. Customers call it magical. But here's the thing nobody outside Amazon understands. Bezos isn't building a bookstore. He's building infrastructure. He's building warehouses, logistics systems, customer service operations, and technology that can scale to anything. Books are just chapter 1. 1997, Amazon goes public. The stock price is $18. Some analysts call it overvalued. It's just a bookstore, they say. Barnes & Noble will crush them. Bezos writes a letter to shareholders. It becomes legendary. He says, "This is day one. Not we've made it, not we're successful. Day one. like we just started. That letter establishes the philosophy: long-term thinking over short-term profits, customer obsession over competitor obsession, bold bets over safe choices. Shareholders freak out. When are you going to make money? Bezos basically says, when I feel like it, we're reinvesting everything into growth. 1998, Amazon starts selling music and DVDs. People say, see, it's not a bookstore anymore, it's a media company. Wrong again. 1999, electronics, toys, tools, kitchen supplies. Bezos is systematic. Every category, every product, everything you could want, one website. Competitors laugh. He'll spread himself too thin. You can't be good at everything. But that's not what Amazon is doing. Amazon is building a platform. The expertise isn't in knowing about books or toys. The expertise is in knowing how to store, ship, and deliver anything fast and cheap. The warehouses are wild. Bezos doesn't call them warehouses, he calls them fulfillment centers. These places are the size of multiple football fields. Products are stored in what looks like chaos. A blender next to a book, next to a dog toy. Random. Why? Because computers track everything. A robot-guided system tells workers exactly where to go. The shortest path to pick 5 items might mean they're stored nowhere near each other. Humans think in categories. Amazon's system thinks in efficiency, distance, time, speed. Then, March 2000 happens. The dot-com bubble bursts. Internet companies are dying left and right. Pets.com, Webvan, eToys, all gone. Amazon stock was $106 in December 1999. By October 2001, $6. 94% drop. People are writing Amazon's obituary. A Barron's cover story literally says Amazon.bomb. The article predicts Amazon will run out of cash within a year. Analysts are brutal. They've never made a profit. They never will. Bezos is a fraud. Business schools use Amazon as a case study in what not to do. Here's Amazon's problem. They're spending money crazy, building warehouses, hiring people, expanding inventory, and they're not profitable. Every quarter, they're losing money. During the boom, nobody cared. Growth stocks don't need profits. Now, everyone cares. Bezos has a decision to make. He can cut back, slow down, focus on profitability, make Wall Street happy, or he can keep building, keep investing, ignore the critics. He chooses option 2, and it almost destroys him. Employees are terrified. The stock is collapsing. People are getting laid off across the industry. Is Amazon next? Bezos gathers everyone, and he tells them something nobody expects. We're not in trouble. Everyone else is. They build bad businesses. We build a real business. We just need time. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes. Amazon is bleeding money. They've got about $1 billion in cash. Sounds like a lot. It's not. Not when you're losing $100 million a quarter and expanding globally. The math is terrifying. Bezos makes cuts, not to the core business, to experiments. He shuts down Amazon's attempt to sell cars online, closes down some international operations that aren't working, lays off 14% of staff. It's brutal, but the company survives. 2001, fourth quarter, Amazon reports something it's never reported before: profit. Tiny profit, $5 million, but profit. The company is 7 years old. It took 7 years to make money. Wall Street is shocked. Maybe Bezos wasn't crazy. Maybe this actually works. But Bezos isn't satisfied. Making money selling products is fine, but the margins are thin. Books, electronics, toys, you're competing on price. You make 3%, maybe 5%. You need something better. You need a business where the margins are huge and the competition is weak. 2002. Bezos has an idea. Amazon's built all this infrastructure, warehouses, shipping, website technology. What if other companies could use it? What if sellers could list products on Amazon and Amazon handles everything else? Amazon Marketplace launches. Third-party sellers can list anything. Amazon stores it, ships it, handles customer service. The seller pays fees. Amazon makes money without taking inventory risk. It's brilliant, and it completely changes the business model. But some people inside Amazon hate it. We're helping competitors. These sellers are offering the same products we sell. Bezos doesn't care. If we don't do it, someone else will. Better us. Customers get more selection. Sellers get Amazon's infrastructure. Amazon gets fees. Everyone wins. Then 2006, the big one, Amazon Web Services, AWS. Here's what happened. Amazon built massive computing infrastructure for itself, servers, storage, processing power, to run Amazon.com. Then Bezos realizes, we're not using all of this. What if other companies could rent it? People think he's insane. You're a retailer. Why are you getting into tech infrastructure? Stick to selling stuff. Bezos ignores them. AWS launches. It's clunky at first, but the concept is revolutionary. Pay only for what you use. No massive upfront costs. Scale up or down instantly. Netflix signs up.
Dropbox, Airbnb, startups that can't afford their own server farms suddenly have access to Amazon's. AWS becomes the engine of the entire startup economy. And the margins? Outrageous. Way higher than retail. By 2015, AWS is making more profit than the entire retail business. Once Amazon figures out profitability, Bezos goes wild. 2005, Prime launches. Pay $79 a year, get free 2-day shipping on everything. Analysts say it's financial suicide. You're going to lose money on every shipment. Bezos says, watch what happens to customer behavior. What happens? Prime members shop more, way more. They spend twice as much as non-Prime members, because when shipping is free, there's no reason not to buy. Need batteries? Amazon. Need a birthday gift? Amazon. Need anything? Amazon. It's the psychological lock-in of the century. Then he gets even weirder. 2007, Kindle launches. Amazon builds a device, a piece of hardware, to read books. Publishers are terrified. He's going to destroy physical books. They're right. Bezos doesn't care. The mission is to sell more books. If digital books replace physical books, fine, as long as we're selling them. The Kindle is ugly, expensive, $399, and it sells out in 5 hours. 5 hours, because Bezos understood something. People don't want to carry 6 books on vacation. They want to carry 600 books on a device smaller than a paperback. 2009, Amazon buys Zappos for $1.2 billion. Not for the shoe inventory, for the company culture. Zappos is famous for customer service, 10-hour phone calls helping customers, free returns, obsessive happiness. Bezos wants that DNA inside Amazon. 2017, Amazon buys Whole Foods for $13.7 billion. Now people really lose it. He's buying grocery stores, physical retail, the thing he destroyed? Why? Because Bezos sees the next frontier. Fresh food, and fresh food needs physical locations. The day the acquisition is announced, competing grocer stocks crater. Walmart down, Kroger down, Target down. Everyone's panicking because Amazon just entered their industry, and Amazon has unlimited money and no fear of losing money for years while they figure it out. Amazon starts opening bookstores, physical bookstores, the ultimate irony. The company that killed bookstores opens bookstores. But these aren't normal bookstores. Every book is displayed face out. Prices change dynamically based on online data. Customer reviews are printed under each book. It's a physical manifestation of the algorithm. Cashless stores, Amazon Go. You walk in, grab what you want, walk out. No checkout. Cameras and sensors track everything. Your account is charged automatically. It's the future. And it's creepy, and it works. But let's talk about what this success costs, because it costs plenty. Amazon warehouse workers. They're tracked by algorithm every second. Pick rate, pack rate, time off task. Fall below the metrics, you're fired. Not by a human, by a computer. Workers describe it as brutal, walking 15 miles a day on concrete floors, packing boxes non-stop, minimal breaks, intense pressure. Some warehouses have ambulances on standby during peak season because people collapse from heat and exhaustion. Amazon's response is, we're constantly improving conditions. Workers say it's not improving fast enough.
Small businesses have a different complaint. Amazon lets them sell on the platform, then watches what sells, then makes its own version and promotes it above the original. That's not a fair fight. That's a rigged game. Cities compete for Amazon headquarters, offering billions in tax breaks. Amazon runs a tournament, HQ2, Make Your Pitch. Cities humiliate themselves with gimmicks. One sends a giant cactus, another proposes renaming the city Amazon. Amazon eventually picks 2 locations, then backs out of one after local protests. Bezos becomes the richest person in the world, $200 billion at his peak, and people start asking questions. Your workers are on food stamps. You paid 0 federal taxes. You're worth $200 billion. How is that fair? Amazon's tax situation is complicated but infuriating. They lose money for years, build up tax credits. Then when they make money, they use those credits. Technically legal, morally feels wrong when teachers are paying more in taxes than a trillion-dollar company. Bezos also becomes a tabloid target. 2019, his divorce, his affair. The National Enquirer tries to blackmail him with leaked photos. Bezos publishes the blackmail threat, calls their bluff. It's bold, it's messy, it's very public. So what do we learn from Amazon? First, customer obsession beats competitor obsession. Barnes & Noble spent years watching Borders. Borders spent years watching Barnes & Noble. Both died. Amazon wasn't watching them. Amazon was watching customers. Second, long-term thinking is a superpower. Every quarter, analysts asked Bezos, "When are you going to focus on profit?" He said, "Not yet." For 7 years. 7 years of losing money while building infrastructure. If you'd caved to short-term pressure, Amazon would be a footnote. Third, infrastructure is everything. Amazon didn't win because they sold books better. They won because they built warehouses, logistics, and technology that could scale to anything. The product is almost irrelevant. The system is everything. Fourth, be willing to cannibalize yourself. Kindle killed physical books. Amazon did it anyway, because if they didn't, someone else would. You can disrupt yourself or wait for someone else to disrupt you. Only one of those options lets you survive. Fifth, platforms beat products. Selling stuff makes thin margins. Building a platform where others sell stuff and you take a cut, that's the real money. AWS, Marketplace, Prime Video, Kindle Store. Amazon isn't a retailer anymore. It's a platform company that also retails. But here's the uncomfortable lesson. Ruthless efficiency wins. Amazon treats workers like machines, squeezes suppliers, copies competitors, uses data as a weapon, and dominates. Ethics matter, but Amazon's success came from prioritizing growth over everything else. Is that sustainable? Is that right? Those are different questions, but it's undeniable it worked. Jeff Bezos stepped down as CEO in 2021. He's off building rockets now, Blue Origin, trying to colonize space, because when you've conquered Earth commerce, where else is there to go? Amazon is worth over $2 trillion. It employs 1.5 million people. It ships 10 billion packages a year. It powers half the internet through AWS. It's in your home with Alexa. It's at your door with Ring. It's everywhere. That guy who quit his Wall Street job in 1994, he was right. His boss was wrong. The internet wasn't just big, it was everything, and Bezos saw it before almost anyone. But here's the thing, Amazon's story isn't over. Regulators are circling, antitrust investigations, worker organizing, public backlash. The company that disrupted everyone is now the establishment, and someone, somewhere, is in a garage right now planning to disrupt Amazon. That's how this works. The underdog becomes the giant becomes the target. Nothing lasts forever. Sears dominated for a century, gone. Blockbuster seemed invincible, gone. Amazon feels invincible now, but companies don't fail because they're dumb. They fail because they stop being hungry. Bezos understood that. Day one mentality. The day you think you've won is the day you start losing. Amazon's maintained that mindset for 30 years. Can they maintain it for 30 more? That's the trillion-dollar question. So here's what I want you to remember. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon by being smarter than everyone. He built it by being more obsessed, more willing to look crazy, more willing to lose money for years, more willing to ignore critics, and more willing to burn every bridge to put customers first.
The question isn't whether you agree with his methods. The question is, what are you obsessed enough about to sacrifice everything for? Because that's what it takes. Not talent, not luck, obsession. Everything else is details. Amazon changed the world, for better and worse. We shop differently. We work differently. We expect differently. One man's garage idea became the infrastructure of modern life. Whether that's progress or dystopia depends on who you ask, but it's undeniably one hell of a story. If this story taught you something, you know what to do. And if you want to understand how other companies actually built their empires, I've got videos on that too. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.